In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a clearance rack find and turn it into this beautiful, stunning dress. So let's get going. Let's start it on how we're going to do that. First of all, as we said, this dress was bought on the clearance rack, and as you can see, the flowers are coming undone. The trim work on the flowers is unraveling. And my customer didn't like that, so she wanted to revamp the dress. So we're going to remove all these flowers and we're going to replace them and make this dress excitingly beautiful. As you can see in this photo, I've removed all the flowers from the dress, the original flowers, the ones that were unraveling, and we've got the dress down to the bare shell. Now we're ready to get started to construct our new rosettes for the dress. And what we've done is we've purchased a crystal organza is what we're going to be using to make the straps or to make the roses for the dress. And this is going to be a little bit different rosette from what you're used to seeing in my previous videos. But we're going to start by taking the organza and we're going to cut it into 3-inch strips. And as you can see in these photos, I've actually cut my strips and they're ready for sewing. To make this rosette pop, we're going to start with putting a metallic gold thread on the top or the needle thread, but on the bottom we're going to add an iridescent gold thread so that the flower will have 2 different colors going on at the same time. So this will go into our bobbin. So as you can see in this photo, we're doing a rolled edge hem. In this photo, you see that I've done the edges on both the top and the bottom of the rosette, and now we're ready to actually construct the rose. To construct the rose, you want to use thread that is the same color as your fabric. And we're going to start by doing a gathering stitch. And you can look at my previous video on how to gather fabric fast. And this is the technique that I used here to gather my rosette. So I'm going to do all of my strips together at one time and just keep them rolling. And as you can see, that's just what I've done here. I have all my different strips that I've turned into gathered rosette template. We're going to start now by taking the dress shell, and I'm using a chalk pencil to draw out my design as to where I'm going to actually sew the rosettes in place. And as you can see, I have the chalk lines going all the way down to the bottom to the hip line where the rosettes will eventually end. Now we're going to start at the back of the dress on the strap, and I'm simply doing a hand stitch, a slip stitch. I'm following my zigzag or my little chalk line that I laid out on the dress. As you can see here, I'm just really simply following that line to sew down my rosette. And here is a partially finished photo of the rosette sewn in place. As you can see, they got fuller at the bust because the lines went a little squigglier. And now I'm getting ready to finish off the dress, so I'm going to continue to add the rosettes to give the fullness of the dress that we'd like to have. And as you can see from this photo, the rosettes are completely done. This is a close-up where you can see the iridescent and the metallic thread on the roses. And voila, here is our finished product. My customer looks stunning in this dress. And as you can see, the dress looks totally different from the original dress. So I hope that you have taken these tips to heart and that you can use them to find a item that you got off the clearance rack that you can spruce up and turn into a gorgeous, expensive looking gown. Happy sewing!